So I get, more development of ADHD due to, emotional and physical abuse and parental neglect on top of, you know, molestations. So, so the mother I have decides, let's take Elijah to a doctor, see what's wrong with him. They're like, we're gonna give your fucking kid Adderall because we're getting notices that apparently he's not doing his homework, even though he's explained verbally. Apologies for the stutter. Verbally, and I wrote it down. I wrote down. Already learned this. Anyways, I get put on Adderall, and I go from like 90 pounds to like 65, 50 pounds, maybe even less. And they all laugh at me while I'm in this state. So I eventually get to be able not to take it because I just don't take them at that point. They keep giving them to me. I, I got forced to take them. So third grade rolls along, and then long story short, I get suspended because I was playing Call of Duty too much, and I was like, I told someone I was gonna time to a tree and then blow the tree up. That's essentially what I said because they stole the glue I had and said they were gonna give it back. They never did. Anyway, so third grade gets so I'm doing this benchmark test and I get a teacher, Miss Bird, and Miss Bird, she decides, she says, if you all want to work on like the final section of the benchmark test, because it was the final section, it didn't really matter because like everyone already like finished up. I just had like this like 10 questions left. So she says, all right, anyone that hasn't finished, just like finish what you have done and go outside for recess. I say, in the head I have, I'm like, that's cool, cool, cool. So I'm on like the last three questions, and she comes next to me because I'm like the last one in class. And she just grabs the benchmark test and says, Elisha, you're not gonna be fucking shit. The fuck out. So she grabs the benchmark test I have and she throws it in the garbage. So I get sent to fourth grade for the first time and then get held back because the mother I have decided that'd be better. I go to summer school for basically first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade. So I'm learning stuff I already learned three, four times over. So by the time fifth grade rolls along, the mom I have has married another man named Micah Tooks. He has two stepdaughters and two daughters and a son, so two stepdaughters and a half brother. I guess I'm gonna tell you the worst action I've ever done, and I mean that. And is pretty much why I know that everyone doesn't like the aura I have, or like to be near me, or like to look at me. So I didn't even know why I did it, honestly. So the half brother I have, one day I just get like a, for the most part, I just like give him a bowl of cereal and then just like stay by myself. But like one day, like I get back home from school, and the brother I have, Benjamin, is with his friend on the couch laughing at something, like laughing hard as hell. So I'm like, "What are you guys looking at?" And so I'm being shown fisting porn by the brother I have. But before that, the memories got deleted for the most part. But until he showed me, pornographic imagery, the memories from 6, 7 years of age didn't, stick, because while the mother I have was married to Daniel Green, he had to take care of his mentally ill brothers, both of them. So they got to stay with us, and so one of the brothers did some weird stuff to me and showed me pornographic imagery. So anyway, after being shown pornographic imagery again, I get urges to do things, but in the head I'm thinking, were these the urges that those people, like, I don't, why am I getting these? Like, I wasn't explained to. It wasn't explained because apparently the sexual education video that they wanted to explain to all of us kids got cut short because a bunch of fucking kids decided it'd be funny to laugh through the entire fucking thing. So I got 5 minutes of, all right, everybody, here's a fucking screen of dicks. That's what they showed me. The reproductive system of a penis and a fucking bunch of pictures of dicks saying every dick is different. That's all I got. I didn't get any birds and bees story. I didn't get fucking nothing. I didn't even get nothing. I didn't even get that. So the worst fucking action I've done is put the dick I have in the stepbrother's fucking mouth I had for a fucking second. I didn't even fucking shug it. I just fucking, as soon as I did it, I realized that the entire time of me being molested, those weren't good fucking feelings. And that's when I realized that I did what they just did. And I want to destroy myself every fucking day. I've tried. Taking 30 plus pills don't seem to work on me. Jumping off fucking hot objects don't seem to fucking work. So anyway, I'll do it one time and I never do it again. I expressly he he wanted to do it again. I told him no, please. I'm sorry, that was a no. I told him that was the worst action I ever did. I was in like fourth, fifth grade. Not even older than the oldest brother I have that molested me at an older age. So I still can't forgive myself, believe it or not. So anyway, from the age of like 9 to 14, it's being beaten and molested by the half sister I have because she's older than me. And they forced me to be on basically Adderall, which was essentially meth, which really stunted a lot of fucking problems for me, at least medically, in terms of strength. So I get molested by the sister I have like over 20 times. I got pervy 4 times, but I didn't go far. And for the period of time, I tried to at least find a girlfriend or someone that can explain to me at least like what's going on, but I get told by other people I'm not boyfriend material and that I should just be alone. So I like it. So that goes on for years. Seventh grade happens. This girl asked me out, and she says she loves me after a week of seeing me, and I break up with her right after because I don't. I got like a bunch of flashbacks of like the man from Texas molesting me because that's what he would say. So eighth grade rolls along. I dated a girl for like 2 to 3 months. She was nice. Basically, 21 question stage. I have no idea what the fuck happened. Did I mention that in sixth grade, the first fight I had, I just stood there because I had no aggression towards the person, even though I did before. I just stood there and I wanted to see how hard could this person hit. I didn't want to. I didn't want to know, can he knock me out or will he knock me out or is he? I wanted to know. I just wanted to fucking. I just said in the head I had, how hard could he hit? His name was Max. And then another time I got in a fight in the bathroom. He asked. It was random because I was kind of like friends with a person. Like before, like this event in the bathroom. So he was hanging out with his friend, and I went in the bathroom like during a break. And essentially, like he's just like, he said, "You gonna fight him? Would you fight him?" I said, "Yeah, if he like shoved me or something." But like, no reason for it, right? So I wash the hands I have. I'll get ready to walk out. I splash like water. He pushes me and like we fight. I remember like him holding me up, but like it didn't feel like he wanted to continue being hit either. So I don't. It was kind of weird. Anyway, became like closer friends after that altercation. It was really weird. I played football in elementary, so that was fun. Essentially, I all I did was just like I saw all these kids that were like angry in front of me, like they got told by the coach, "Be as angry as you can be," and then I'd be like, "How's your day?" I'm like, "You doing good?" I mean, it's like they're actually like there's a couple few times where they're talking back. They're like, "Yeah, I'm doing good, man." I'm like, "You wanna know what's good about this?" Like, I was playing defensive center. I was like, "You wanna know what's good about this fucking like defensive position?" He's like, "What?" Like, all we gotta do is just stand here. We ain't gotta do no work. So a few of them the most limited like tackles ever. Just like stand up, just like shoulder pad, look like you doing something type shit. So anyway, the friend group I had kind of kicked me out because I wouldn't admit to giving them quarters if I gave them quarters. Pretty sure I gave him a bunch of quarters. Like I'd like just like come in like every other day with like a bunch like $20 worth of quarters, and I'd just like I don't know, vending machine. So apparently someone threw a fucking quarter, and they wanted to know who gave him the quarter. I was like, whatever. I don't remember fucking who gave him the fucking quarter because I was just like, I just like left out a bunch of quarters. I didn't fucking care who took them. So anyway, it's like 2 hours of being interrogated by the head principal and a police officer for like 2 hours. And all I'm saying is I can't recall because I really can't because I have fucking brain damage. So the friends I have don't want to hang out with me after I'll just do that. I just say I don't recall for hours. So they don't want to hang out with me. So I'm forced anyway to go to a different school. It's not like I like could have a better friend group. So go to high school, ninth grade, date a girl for 2 months, and then break up with her because I feel like I have nothing to offer her that I don't deserve to be here because of the actions that were done to me and the actions that I've done. So after the ninth grade, 10th, 11th, 12th, well, 10th and 11th, I'm doing basically just goofing around, doing what the fuck I want. I eventually get expelled, and I get to go to a private school, which was pretty cool considering, it was right next to a trade school. So, yeah, learned IT stuff, and then went to college at 19. I decided to take like a year off between like 18, 17, 18, whatever. So I'm on the internet. At 21 years old, talking to a woman I just met online. I feel calm around her when I talk to her. Anyway, I talked to her for 2 months, telling her about the wants and needs and fears that I want and the life I have, and she explains to me at least. What else? We had like-minded interests, and so I was like, pretty sure we want similar things, right? So might as well, try to meet this person. So I take the risky shot, and I asked to see her. So complete free will of choice. Like, I force her to say yes or no. I just ask, do you want to see me for 4 days? Because I was already planning on like going to California to go do some stuff. Go to the beach at least. But anyway, she responds. So I'm pretty happy at this point. And talking still. I get on a plane, have a series of what seems like final destination dreams. that seems to go on for longer than it probably should have. Anyway, I eventually get to see her and talk to her. And the actual first thought of seeing this person was, I can make this work. Some good start, right? Like, this woman's very attractive, and from like different countries, like it's 10 years. Like, that's the age gap I give a like anyone, unless it's under the age of 19. 18, fuck that. I ain't doing no fake ID bullshit. Sorry. So, I'm seeing this woman for the first time, and I'm thinking that I have. I already was thinking I wanted to have kids with this woman before I even met her. So we drive, we talk a little bit, considering I just like have like 9 hours of travel plus like jet lag. At that stage, I think all I really wanted to do with her was just take a nap, really. But when we got back, she wanted to go eat. So I was like, that's, or maybe she offered, and I was like, that sounds like a good idea. So before we go, I give her the gifts I have for her. And since she's the woman she is, being, who she is, which at this point, I don't know at this point. She told me she was Lilith, but if she is, I don't know why I was created then. So, anyway, she smiles as I give her the free will of choice completely throughout the entirety of me being with this woman for a period of time, space, time, whatever in between. Nothing. I don't. So we go to a college campus that has like restaurants and a few like food places. We find a place. I remember after walking, I was probably wearing a suit that was a bit too tight, but it was okay at least. So I remember just us standing there and me looking at like at least a star. And I asked to kiss her, and she responds with complete free will of choice. So so I smile afterwards. We get our food and we go back to the location in which she stays at. So you do that and open the lid of the ramen. Smells very good. There's like an incense thing. I put like stuff that I thought would smell aromatic. I guess I don't know. I'm like, there's a bunch of smells. So I'm take a sip of her food, and she takes a sip of mine, and she says, "Does this free will of choice?" Goes to the bathroom, comes out. The entire time I was with her, free will of choice. Never forced her. So she comes out naked and says, "Are we gonna do this or what?" I love this woman already. I already know. But I don't really want to be forced in this way without explaining at least that I'm a virgin. I don't know, but in the way she did it, I can't really say, "Hey, I'm a virgin. I don't feel comfortable right now going this fast." I can't say that. I just traveled like 2,000 miles to see this woman, and yeah, like 1,400. I don't fucking know. Just far. So So I decided to undress and commit to being romantically intimate with this woman. Her name's Dara. And I don't know if it was because I was unsafe being molested or if there was something wrong with me. I didn't want it to be about me, so I wanted to give her the full amount of me, so I gave her oral, and then she wanted me to put it in, so I did. She just stayed silent. So after like an hour and a half, 2 hours of not being able to come because this condom doesn't really fit because it really is too fucking tight. Because I can't fucking feel anything. And what I can feel, I'm not, is just fucking constricted fucking silicone. Latex, whatever. So anyway, afterwards, gets to the point where she just says, "Okay, it's time to stop." And then she's like, "You want an edible?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Because she got up already, went to the bathroom, whatever, got like a drink of water. She's like, "You want one?" I was like, "Did you take one?" She said, "Yeah." So I was like, "Okay, cool." I say, "How many do you want me to take?" She says, "I usually just take two." So I say, "Okay." I don't really read the label till after I take them, but it's like 250 milligram gummy per gummy. I remember when I have these gummy bears, I don't particularly, I wanted to like pull them apart like how you would with like a normal gummy bear, but these were different. So I had to get a knife, but it was like a specific type of knife that was like had a like it was older than I expected. So I handed it to her. I was like, "Hey, can you cut these for me? Cause it's like one of those like knives where it's like if you fuck up, like you're gonna like break off like the piece of wood that's like part of the handle. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, so." So she cuts them in half. I'm like, "Thank you," because I couldn't explain. I'm just trying to pull these in half. Anyway, I eat the gummy bears, and essentially I start, you know, after I do, she says, "Okay, I think we stay up for like 30 minutes or whatever." In that meantime, because of how fucking strong it was, I'm starting to fucking like freak out a little bit. I'm starting to like think of all the variations and versions of Elijah out there and seeing each version of them die or live like some like gambling fucking game. And I just remember that somehow this cat that she has inside this house gets outside. I do something and the cat gets outside and I can't get the cat fucking runs, goes up a tree. Don't go if a cat don't go up a tree. Cat fucking runs fucking outside for miles. I can't. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. So the only way I can is by putting the cat in the bathroom. That's the only way this cat don't get outside. So I don't gotta make her feel the pain of losing an animal that she cares about. So I put the cat box in the bathroom and I put the cat in the bathroom. And then she asked me why I did that. And I responded because of a lot of gay shit. And I'm pretty sure the tone of voice wasn't good, but considering I was seeing every variation of myself dying, I don't know. Anyway, she still has the cat, so I'm I only get like 3 4 hours of sleep because the edible kicks in while I'm trying to go to sleep, and for the most part, after having sexual intercourse with me, it seemed like she was disgusted by me. So eventually, so I arrived there nighttime. Next day, we spend the morning and some of the afternoon together. She stays silent. I ask if she wants to go do anything, and for the most part, she just wants to go to Target. I ask, you want to go to a park? I ask, you want to go get some food? Like, I got what, $1,200 worth of Bitcoin I have. I can just like sell it all. You can go anywhere, like spend as much as you want at like a restaurant. That's what I wanted to do with her. I was like, can you like spend $500 on like a meal? Do you think you could do that? I'm like, just find something, please. Like, even I'm not like rich, poor, or high class or middle class. I'm just like a person that's like spend money in really unique ways sometimes. Anyways, hours pass, and she's like, the mom I have is coming over. So I was like, cool. Wasn't expecting to meet this person this soon. But in the head, I'm thinking that's somewhat good. It explains why she kind of didn't really talk throughout the days. Be like she's nervous. So eventually, her mom arrives, and I say hello. I'm Elijah. It's nice to meet you. She says hello. She sits down on the couch, and her mom sits down on the couch, and I sit on the rainbow like carpet that she had, because it's not the largest couch, but it's okay. So her mom asked, "How did this happen, Elijah? How long have you been talking?" I said, she said, "How long have you been talking?" I said, "A little while, like 2 months." And then she said, "How did this happen?" Because I'm on an edible, I say, because of that smile, because I'd have like, I'd like see like a dream or something, and it's like a version of which her mom's not there, like she got hit by like another car or something. So I was just, eventually, I'm like, okay, this is the version where she's like a haggis, I hope, somehow. So I say, because of that smile, and her mom looks at me and says, "You want to know, Elijah? I don't think this is gonna work. I think it's time for you to get your things and leave." So I'm on an edible, being confused. So I get the things I have in a worried rush because they don't want me to be there. So they're driving me to the airport. And I'm breaking down and crying because the most of a sitting. I can tell you the exact fucking word she said. The next day, she said, "I want to go to Target to get cat food. Do you want me to pay?" He wants that one. Anyway, she stayed silent most of those periods of moments between me getting out the car, and I'm a broken down mess. I brought a phone because I already knew the event was gonna happen to where I had to break her phone or another person's phone or the phone I have. So I decided I'm gonna bring a phone I can break easily, no problem. And for some reason, she wouldn't let me get it. So it's either me dying on an airplane or her dying in a car. There's I'm looking at the poker man's fucking table. I could pull off a bluff, but this person has the fucking like this person like has it. So I decided to bluff irrationally. I start acting irrationally in other terms, and long story short, I break her phone. They leave. Well, I break her phone. Cops show up. They ask her what's going on. They leave. Instead of being taken to a jail, I get sent to a mental facility at a hospital because I'm on an edible. While I'm there, I'm really just thinking I hope she's safe. I'm not saying that to anybody. I'm just hoping that. So they say you're gonna be here 24 hours, okay? And then leave. You say okay. Supposed to be there for 4 days anyway. Supposed to be here in LA for 4 days. Didn't think 3 of those days were gonna be here. So I stay there for 3 days instead of the one day. And on day two, I get beaten and tortured. Uh, I'm sitting down how I am right now, but there'd be like a door behind me, like a safety glass door. So imagine it's a windy day and there's like a door blowing. So I'm just there doing this. I'm talking to a friend I met while in there. Her name was Mary, Destiny Mary, which I thought was pretty cool. She said she was a producer, so I was like, that's pretty cool that you're in the music industry, at least. I hope you're at least getting connections in the right places. She said she at least works on some projects from a lot of rappers, so I said that was cool. But before we got to finish our conversation, one of the people that worked there decided to put me in a chokehold and slam that I have into a bench. At which then I black out and I come semi conscious. I can't move. Feel the feeling of being dragged and I go unconscious again. And then I feel being thrown onto like a table, at which then I'm tied down. If not tied down, then just fucking restrained and some just fucking throw them on there, I guess. So I black out again. In the room before I blacked out again, they were making jokes. They like they would grab their hand and like make sure I couldn't breathe. They were checking to see if I was unconscious or not. So I black out. I get dragged to a room and then thrown on a chair and then asked questions while unconscious. They say, Elijah, Elijah, wake up, Elijah. And then all I remember is hearing, oh, he's a catatonic schizophrenic. I've seen this before. And then I black out, and then I'm being dragged to the room again. And then there's 3 or 4 people in the room, and they're restraining me. They proceed to give me 2 medications, one in the right arm and one in the chest. So I get back from that place, and I come back to try to talk to the woman I fell in love with. And turns out it was the worst fear I've ever actually almost had. This is the second worst one. First one is falling into snow, like head first. The second fear I have is what happened was, it turns out she was planning for like months to basically have me as just like some like internet like joke. So she's on there explaining to everybody how bad at sex I am, how weak and terrible, and how lame and boring I am, and how she couldn't feel the dick I have or whatever. So I show up and I'm hearing everyone laugh. And while I was in the facility, I wrote down just a little like haiku, I guess. Basically said, I want to explain things, why I had to do, why I had to do. I just hope that we could take it slow and, work things out. But I'm too stupid, so. I just couldn't understand that I was just a laughing stock. Seems pretty fitting considering what I did and what's been done to me, right? So these are the last moments of the life I have. Because I've tried for 2 years after meeting her, and I tried for 21 years even before that. And I just tried to find someone that made me feel at least calm, but anyway, this is Elijah Howard Holmes saying goodbye to everybody.